Yo, what's up, guys? Damnation-n-Hellfire here for another exciting episode of BPCN No Quarter. This one I titled Five Warhounds. Whoopee! Tonight we got with us Ross Crow.
Good evening, everyone.
We got Stormcatcher.
Hello, everyone.
We got Simba.
Hello, everyone.
And we got Chuck.
Hello, everyone.
And so, what do we want to talk about first? Do we want to talk about bounty, TLCs, other miscellaneous things? Do we want to talk about bounty first, I assume, probably?
Might as well. That's what the show's called.
So, Ross, how are you doing betting bounty, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. I started out not as doing that great, but I'm picked it up. I'm at 153K. But
still have more points than you, by the way. Just point
right. I'm still that is something. And
that never ever happens. So I just have to point it out when it does.
It's amazing. That's huge. You scored a lot of points right off the bat, so that was pretty good. And
Yeah.
I actually usually score more. But my fleets didn't do they were acceptable, but the same old, I was used to be the last month's show, right after during bounty, I was saying how great it was that the same UAV fleet that I was using was still working, and it had worked for several bounties. Well, that time has now gone for me, so I could not use that fleet any longer, and I had to come up with a different combo. So I went to the Warhounds and Howler combination, and I did go right off the bat and went to those kick-tail employee bases, but I was very selective on which ones I hit. So that limited actually on how I did. I felt like I was chasing a lot more than I was in battle. So that's how I felt on that. So my points were down from normal, but here's where mine kick in, and then I'll probably pick up from here on out. But it's still going slow for me. It doesn't seem like there's just massive points in this one.
Yeah, there are a whole lot of points required. I myself, I think I'm currently at 217K, most of which I got off the Kicks employee bases. Like you, I started out and I went to the 94 and I took my subjugators, and then after about partway through this battle in the 94 with my subjugators, I said screw this because I was taking way more damage than what I felt comfortable with. So then at that point I switched over to 3 Warhounds, and yeah, the 95s are what I found were like golden for the 3 Warhounds. Because I think I was taking maybe like 6 minutes damage in them. And mainly it was just, by the gates, you just kind of sweep back and forth. You don't want to sit still because if you do, the new launchers throwers rather, that they had in their base would be, causing you some damage. But if you keep moving, you can pretty much outrun where their projectiles were landing. And then once you got that, you just kind of make a beeline up the channel up to where between those 2 turrets where you sit there and kill that stuff and then just work your way around. So the 95s is what I got most of my points off. When I couldn't find 95s, I did 94s. And then when I gone to 4 or 5 track bases and couldn't find 94s or 95s, then I'd hit 105.
Yeah.
But prize wise, I got some stuff I was behind on because, as everybody knows, I just recently came back to PvP, so there's some stuff I was still missing. I got 3 of the new cannons, which I'll be honest, not super impressed with. Actually, to be honest, I'm not super impressed with any of the new heavy turrets, to be totally honest. But yeah, and I got, all the building tokens that were available because obviously we're all trying to upgrade our outposts and docks and all that fun stuff. But yeah, I mean, overall, I was fairly happy with it. I'm still banging out some points here and there. Turn to player bases at this point. So that's my bounty in a nutshell. Stormcatcher?
Yeah, I'm kind of doing all right in it. It's when it started, um, I knew I couldn't hit the employee basis, so I started hitting the opponent bases, and I've got a total of 50,000 points now. But it would have been 100,000 if I didn't get hit so many times and points taken off of me. Which I've been hit more this bounty than I have any of the other ones, and I'm chalking that up to the high price, the high price that it's costing to get everything. Um, I still got to get another 40,000 points just to get the 20,000 points that I'm needing later on this evening. After that, I might be done with it. If not, I might try to pick up a couple of small things. But
So, what are your main things you're trying to get?
I'm going to get me another Warhound, which that'll make my second one. I want the build tokens. I'm not going to even I'm not going to get none of the heavies this time around. I might go back in after I get the points that I'm needing and might get the portal walls. And because I'm kind of noticing in the opponent bases, it does take a little bit longer to knock them down, but if I can get the 70,000 points I'm looking for, I'll probably stop. If not, I'll keep going, pick up some small stuff. But
Wait, did you just say it took you a while to hunt down your opponent bases?
no,
I thought I could have swore that's what you just said.
no, I'm only hitting the opponent bases. I don't have me a good base fleet yet, but I'm using the breachers, and I've been hitting um, 98s, 99s. Every once in a while, I'll find me 100. I've gotten lucky and found me some 120s, 125s that don't have no heavy turrets in it. And those are the ones that I hit since I don't have a good fleet to help me get into the ones with heavy turrets. So yeah, it's a grind on me, but I'm handling everything just fine.
I know even for myself going from the kick side bases to I hit the your opponent bases for a little bit right after the kick spaces disappeared, and I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, how did I used to do bounty just on these your opponent bases? Because when you start going from anywhere from 2,800 to 4,000 points per base, and then you drop down, you're like, oh, I got 625 points out of that base. Woohoo! And it's like
Well,
they really need to do a little bit of maybe re-looking at that. But I think we say that every single bounty, and nothing ever changes. So
a while back, um, I was able to use my breacher fleet in the opponent bases or kickside bases when they didn't have the guard fleets and everything in it. And then you find that sweet one that did not have any heavies in it. But when they started putting more heavies in it and now guard fleets and all that, the breachers don't cut it anymore. And I knew I knew that, so I started. So right off the bat, I started hitting the opponent bases because I knew that's all I was going to be able to hit.
speaking of which, you brought up a good point there. And before I ask Chuck and Simba how good their bounty's going, I want to bring this up because so I don't forget about it. Who else was annoyed that because normally we see the new turrets in like one or maybe two of the bases just so we can get a feel for what they do, what they look like, blah 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 blah. Who else was kind of annoyed that they were in almost every single freaking base this bounty?
Yeah, no, I was a little bit that there was no range for the little guy. I mean, we really do need. I like to see the opportunity for all levels of players to participate in all activities. And I understand that sometimes means that It does mean that high-level players will also hog all those targets at times, but we still need those targets for those players.
Yeah. Now, I do think that there was a way that I think it was the 94 you could actually do for instant map repair, very little map repair with
Yeah.
breachers, actually.
Oh, breachers. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I think the 105 was, for a while anyway, was able to be done almost damage free with basilisks, like YouTube basilisks.
right. But how many people do
You
that?
could just get over on, I think it was, you could get over on the right hand side of the base and then just kind of kill the whole left hand side of the base. But I mean, for the most part, like most of your people who just got free fleets of breachers or whatnot for this bounty, they were going to have no idea how to do any of that stuff. You know, this was probably their first thing for PvP. If you're going to give them a free fleet of something to do the event, make sure that they have a halfway decent target that they can hit with their free fleet. You know, I mean, that seems to make sense.
By the way, the free breacher fleet that they say they're going to put out, I think that was for the only ones that got it was the players that only have 5 blueprints. Everybody else that had the 10 blueprint limit,
Right.
did not get another fleet.
Well, right. And why should they? Because this is supposed to be something to get people. This is supposed to be something to get people into PvP, not to reward people who had 10 hulls that they didn't build.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying. I know there's some players out there that thought, oh, another fleet like I really needed. I posted on the forums, I put right off the bat, for everyone that's going to go ballistic for getting a free breacher fleet, just remember, you got, scrap them for parts for OP12. Don't complain about it if you get them. Just scrap them out and use them for OP12.
Yep. So, Chuck, how's your bounty going?
I'm sitting at 204,000 right now.
Yes, I'm even beating you. Woo! Sorry.
I've taken a few days off because I haven't been feeling too well.
Hey, don't piss at my Cheerios, man.
Especially with some sickness, that's sadness.
I'm still maybe 70,000 short of or 70 million short of my goal.
70 million? That's going to be impressive if you get 70 million and targets that are only paying out a couple thousand.
He meant 700.
I know he meant
70,000.
He started out right. Them
I don't know.
the wrong way.
1,000 million kick side is always changing shit.
All right.
Yeah,
So, what are your main things you're going for?
The heavy turrets, the Warhounds, and the building tokens. That's it.
So basically, all the new stuff.
And the 3 8.5 Conqueror build tokens.
And you're not going to get the skin.
If I have extra, I'll get the skin.
There you go.
It's not mandatory.
No, it is pretty cool looking, I have to say. This one is in particular. But what about you, Simba? Are you there, Simba?
fell asleep.
For a great introduction, by the way, to Simba's bounty.
Very funny.
Everyone, Simba actually smoked my base.
She was just hitting an opponent base.
So
Yeah.
she got me. So that.
Yep.
Yep.
Let's see, where am I at?
I know, just real quick in chat, I know people are saying about how newbies got free breachers but can't even launch because of dock limits. Well, I mean, I guess that means that they didn't log in last week at all because everybody got their dock upgraded to like level 15 for absolutely free last week. So I'm not sure that that's necessarily newbies that can't do that or people on their alts that can't do that. So, but anyway, go ahead, Simba.
I'm at 214,000 right now.
Yes, I'm even beating you by 3K. Go me.
Whatever.
Well, I could fix that. Cha-ching.
Oh,
No, go ahead. I'm gonna enjoy this moment while it's here, though.
I won't be here long.
That's fine. It existed, and that's all that
It
matters.
It happened. That's right. And
I
Mark,
work every day of this, so
oh, now excuses are coming out. Hear this, damnation.
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, you started it with, well, I didn't hit it near as hard as I usually do.
I didn't, but I'm coming back. But you kicked my butt.
Yeah, the hell with you. I'm in lead right now. Go ahead, Simba.
That was fun, Ross.
Right on. So so everybody's getting a lot of activity, right? I mean, that's what you're seeing. I mean, getting hitting, basically.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
yeah, it's been nonstop here.
Yeah, here where I'm at too. It's just it's anyone that has these warhounds is out there just hitting, and then those that don't are just, wow, their game has changed, huh? I mean, there's still players out there that they just don't have them, and they just aren't having a fun time at all.
Well, like I said, I got 50,000 points right now. If I didn't get hit, I'd have 100,000 points.
Right.
Every time I turn around, I get right there, needing 200 or 300 points from banking, and bam, I get demolished.
That's why as soon as you get flattened, just run out there and bank as many points as you can before that bubble goes away.
That's what I've been trying to do. I can't do my guard fleet, get it repaired, because I've been trying to run the TLCs, and well, the TLCs are tearing me apart. On top of that, I've been taking my good fleet, my good FM fleet, running it through the 127, take it back to the base, throw it in for repair. So I've started just the heck with it. I haven't been throwing in my guard fleet because they really don't stop anything right now. Just saying.
Oh well.
Real quick, I want to circle back to Simba real quick because we didn't get around to asking her what she was shooting for in this bounty and what her main focus for her prizes were.
That's right. There you go.
Oh, what I'm going for is the ships, which I've already got. The new heavies, which I've got 3 in 1. I've already got the build tokens.
Which heavies did you go with?
I got the throwers.
Okay.
So, do we want to spend some time talking about the heavies at this point? I guess this would be a good time to start talking about them. What do you guys think of them? I mean, we've all seen at least some of them in action at this point, I would imagine, whether it be hitting bases or kick bases or your opponent bases or player bases. We've all probably seen a couple of them in action at this point.
Overall, not impressed.
I have to say, I'm not impressed. I'm probably less impressed by the thrower myself than I am by the ballistic cannon, just because unless you have the thrower coming straight down a long channel that you're going to keep him in, I found the projectile for the thrower very easy to outrun.
I would chime in about here and say that I find them okay. Okay, meaning they're a piece of the puzzle to make the whole big picture possibly work. I think that in the right base, in the right setup, 3 throwers could do some damage. In the right base, in the right setup, 3 ballistics could do some damage. The average, just throw it in, make it do shocking, impressive things, is not going to happen. So I think they're just okay.
Honestly, I can't tell because, like I said, I haven't hit any of the employee bases, and I usually look for the ones that don't have heavies in them to try to get my points, because I'm trying to do this with the least amount of damage I can. And well, since if I was a coiner, then I would hit more. I would hit the bases that had throws and all that in it to get the points right off the bat. But I've got to go as little damage as I can.
No, I think that people will figure out some nice little setups, and possibly. I just don't think that everyone will. You know.
Yeah, I'm definitely like you, Ross. I think they're a piece of the puddle. Yeah, the puddle. That's ironic. A piece of the puzzle, but like if you're looking for some way overpowered thing, like say the Silver Strike UAV turret was when it got first released,
Right.
yeah, you keep looking because this ain't it.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I see a lot of people changing their bases, and not everyone is remembering that people still have basilisks. And if you change your base and put your OP out there for us to hit, we will hit it.
I've got one basilisk, but it kind of gets melted a little too fast.
Hey, I got them all. Don't feel bad, Storm. I got them all built, all maxed out. They got all the bells and whistles, and I can't drive them worth the crap.
Well,
So-
it's not only that; I think I got the right armor set up on it.
Okay, is it just me or does Stormcatcher get a little quieter every time he talks?
A couple of times.
No,
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm
Okay.
here.
There you
Remember
go.
before the show, I told you I wasn't feeling all that great.
All right. Samba, what are you thinking about the new turrets?
They're easily killed.
Killed. What do you mean?
Go up right behind them and snipe them out.
Oh, all right.
That's pretty much every heavy turret in the game, though, really.
Right.
It is.
I have kind of noticed with the one Warhound that I've got, a couple of the opponent bases that I have hit that does have heavy, maybe one or two heavies in it, I was able to drive right by them, maybe take map repair. Now, if I had 2 or 3 Warhounds, yeah, I could see people with 2 or 3 Warhounds or even a whole fleet, how they're able to get into bases a lot easier. The Warhounds, they just walk right by the turrets, the heavies, without any damage.
Yeah, it's back to the guard type things, being able to help a lot with the Warhound defense. It's just it's gonna be a hard time to defend, in all honesty.
The problem I see with these T9 new heavies is they never give us any good specials to add to them. We're still putting on T6 specials.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And I think, pardon me, especially on the cannon, too, I think people, damage isn't always necessarily the best way to go. If you have an option between 2 specials and one gives you more damage, but one potentially cuts your reload in half, sometimes potentially cutting your reload in half is a better option. So that's something to think about. And I have to say, I'm not a big fan of the heavies being limited this time. It's bad enough that we have to have limited turrets to put them on, but now the turrets themselves are limited. That seems a little overkillish to me.
Well, that's what's causing the bounty to be pricey, because the heavies we've got before was not limited, and now they are. So that's the reason why the bounties now is starting to get a lot more pricier.
Yeah, this is a high one right here. That's for sure. And you would think that with the payouts of the kickside bases being as high as they are, they really are high for that 24-hour period. They're good payouts.
Yeah, but it's due to the
Um,
they're good for the people that can hit them.
Yeah, I agree.
I would say they're a good payout. I don't know that I would say that they're high, because if they listen to the show and you said that they're high, the next thing you know, they're gonna cut the points on them. So I may have to consider kicking you off the show, Ross.
that doesn't give you time to. I mean, one 24-hour period is not enough. You can't do. If you like, most people can't do their first 24 hours though.
Right. I would honestly, what I would like to see is for them to come back a second time. Like have the first 24 hours the kick spaces, and then second 24 hours, sure, do shipwrecks if you want to. Then the next 24 hours have the kick bases back again, and then end with shipwrecks again if you want to. Yeah,
that'd be neat. That'd be good, actually.
Because that would kind of give everybody an opportunity, but that's just me.
For me, I look at it, the price points are fairly high for all players that are current in the game. You still needed 250,000 to get everything that's new. For anyone that's playing catch up, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I think when I added up my initial want list, I think I was like almost 400,000. But I was like, I knew that was not a realistic number for me. I'm amazed that I got as many points as what I did, actually.
And I'm looking in chat, and they're talking about the points on the turret still. There's some, and they are crazy because I haven't claimed any of them yet, by the way.
Yeah, I think 15K would have been something much more reasonable. I mean, I still wouldn't have been extremely happy with it, but I think it would have been a lot more reasonable than 25K.
Well, because it's just a turnoff to me, a player. I know, honestly, I could hit some, I can do that, but that doesn't. That's not fun. That's too much. That's too many points.
All right. Anybody else got anything they want to go into about bounty, or do we want to move on to something else?
We can move along.
I was going to say I heard a whole lot of silence there, so I'm guessing we're moving on. So I guess we can talk about the TLCs. We'll talk about the new one first, I guess. What is it? Judgment? Something? Judgment? I keep wanting to say Rush to Judgment, but no, that was the TV series about the Kennedy assassination, so I know that's not right.
Judgment
yeah, Judgment Day. There you go. So who's done it? Who's not done it? What are you thinking on it so far?
Price Pack 1, I autoed it with Punishers. I suggest do not auto it. That's as far as I've gotten so far.
With Judgment Day?
Yeah.
And you already have a fleet of Punishers?
I have 2 complete ships and 2 half ships with
right.
no armor on them.
Okay.
I autoed it and I had a close to 9-hour repair.
Okay.
Yeah, so definitely don't auto it with your Punishers, I think, is the lesson to be learned there.
Right.
Of course, knowing that those big ass.
I was eating at the time.
I was like, knowing those big ass flamethrowers are in there that shoot down the whole goddamn row that do massive amounts of damage, you probably should have known that before you even try.
I myself even have done Prize Pack 1. I was pretty impressed with myself that I did it. I wasn't. I was patting myself on the back because I don't do these campaigns very often, but I'm gonna end up doing Prize Pack 2 at least. I think because we're still at what maybe 5 encounters or something, maybe.
6 encounters, I think prize pack 2 is.
Oh, 6 encounter. I think I'll make it to prize pack 2.
And there you go. Me myself, I did prize pack 1 super easy. Well, here's a funny story. You guys will laugh at this. I laughed at it. Cuddle laughed at me. Jolly laughed at me. So I did my first prize pack, and I was like, I took way more damage than what I should have. And it's like, and I'm like, I take more damage in pillage too than what most people do on my dragoons. So I'm like, I'm actually really gonna stop and look at it, because I never look at them. I always assume that I built my shit correctly, because 9 times out of 10 I do. Well, apparently when putting my countermeasures on, it must have been like one of these 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning things, because instead of 5 sprints on my flagship dragoon, guess what I had?
What did you do?
I had 5 tridents.
Oh no!
Look almost exactly like sprints, but don't perform near as well. so after I fixed that, it's like, I rocked out prize pack 2, got so little damage on it, I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be great. And then I went into prize pack 3 thinking, oh, this is going to rock this thing, and I was doing great, dude. And then I got to encounter number 7, pre-nerf. And here I go with my little dragoons. Yeah, that I lost my fleet totally. Tried to send a Punisher in to try to maybe finish it up. Lost that. So I was very pissed off and disappointed about that. I went into Discord and I was bitching. I was like, it's like, well, you didn't tell me I need the goddamn scoundrel that nobody built to do this freaking encounter. And then about, I think it's 2 hours later, then they're like, oh, well, we fixed the encounter and took out some of the turrets and blah, blah, blah. So now it's actually really easy to do. You can actually limp through it even without using pinch. But if you use 1 pinch on that 1 stun turret that's over to the right, you can get through it really easy.
All right. It's got a great amount of tokens in it. It's just up. It's for me. So even that's what even has me going after. So
yeah, I think you end up with what I think it's like 8 days worth of build tokens, and is it 5 days worth of upgrade tokens? Because I think those tokens are full days and not the 12-hour guys.
Yeah, they're 1 day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and 10 limited launchers too. That's a very important thing since they're being really stingy with those fuckers.
See, and I don't have it. Jeez, yeah. I need the launchers. It's something else. Those launchers are a must for me, and I'm not going to make it to that mastery. Maybe, I guess.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's that after they did that nerf to the target, it's much better to run it now. So. Yeah, with a pinch and a decent fleet of dragoons, you can get through the whole thing. So,
okay.
If you're not sure which turret that you want to pinch, it's over on towards the left-hand side. Just kind of take a little bit of time in the beginning, mouse over them, and you'll see one that has like a blue arc that comes out in front of it. That's the guy you want to pinch.
The one. All right.
So there you go. Anybody else got anything on that TLC, or we want to move along to what's the other one? Tides of something. Tides of March. Tides of March. Tides of something.
Yeah. Tides of March.
All right, on. Anybody been messing with that one yet for the Praetorian stuff?
I hit prize pack 1 and that was it.
That's
nope, haven't done it.
That's all the farther I've gotten into is prize pack 1. Hopefully, I remember last time not being real happy with it because like the damage seemed a little high to me the last time around.
Well, the only reason why I only hit a 1 so far is like I'm still trying to take care of bounty. Once bounty's over with, I go in. I'm going to try to maybe get another prize pack out of each one of them. If I get them, good, I'll keep going. If I can't get them, then that'll be it for me.
Any of the rest of you guys worked on that one at all, or nah?
No, I haven't. I'm sorry. Just haven't.
What a shocker that you didn't do a TLC.
I know, right?
All right. Well, that was a very quick conversation on that one. So, what else do we want to talk about? If we cut a little short today, I'm not necessarily upset because I got TLCs to do.
I wouldn't mind just touching on the fact that because it's looked like the information that looks like it's hard for defenders right now, and I just want people to hang in there. I think it's going to be a little while or a little road of a hard road to defend, and don't stress. Just don't freak out, and because I've had a couple. Not saying that I'm many or whatever, but it's happening. I know that as a leader, I've talked to other leaders, and we're losing some players here. And I'd like to just say, hold on. We're all played for a very long time, and we've all seen swings go both ways, and this is just a swing. And so, we'll just look at it like that for a while, and it is what it is.
We're going to talk about the CM diary, I guess, a little bit because this kind of ties into what you were just talking to somewhat. Vengeance is the March raid coming up. You're going to have, of course, new S targets, new X targets, and familiar A and C targets. So bring your riot fleets for those, and familiar B targets. So bring your dragoons from those. Pillage coming up. That's where we're going to get the Atomic Punisher skin. Well, not the skin, but the Atomic Punisher, which this one looks extremely white. So that's interesting. And let's see. In Vengeance, we're going to get, that's where we're going to see our upgrades to X1 for the Punisher and the flag. And then Vengeance is also going to come out with a new Tier 9 Conqueror hull already, the Trencher. And it says this bruiser excels in durability, speed, and tactical placement. Use this hull strategically to hammer enemy bases while remaining impervious to most attacks.
No.
It says it also features a new weapon for the Trencher, the Prime Agitator Cannon. So, and I mean, just by reading this description, I have no information to base this on. But to me, just by reading this description, almost sounds like a type of ballistic basilisk, maybe?
Sounds like the Breacher 2.0.
Well, the whole thing, it's the impervious.
The word placement means it might be redirected.
Yeah, it's the remaining impervious to most attacks is what I find the intriguing line, which makes me think it almost might be like a basilisk with a real long range, and you keep it well behind tanks and stuff, and it has some kind of thing where it doesn't get targeted until everything else is dead type of deal. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
That don't sound good. Don't sound right. Then bringing out two Conquerors back to back. You should bring out a Conqueror, then a Defender, then Conqueror and Defender. Don't bring out all the Conquerors first and then bring out the Defenders.
Well, Storm, that's common sense, though. That's in the crazy land. We can't always go there.
They gave us the update. We have OP12, but they didn't give us the upgrade for the turrets. They didn't give us more land. They didn't give us more turns. They didn't give us more heavies.
Just say
but they're coming out with another attacking hull.
Just say defense platforms, Chuck.
Here you go.
But the fact of it is, it was posted what he's talking about. It was posted that they didn't put everything. They didn't go all out. What they was saying was supposed to be out with OP12.
Yeah, we're getting into that next.
It's just wow.
So as we all know, OP12 hit this week. Yay, billions and billions of days to upgrade all your shit. So we'll talk about that a little bit. We'll talk about the PvP and what didn't happen here in just a minute. They also did their Valentine's Day card test. 100 gold for Captain Clueless. Corporal Hellraiser got 50 gold. And Lord Nate and Derpy both got 25 gold. So there you go. Coming ahead, we got March Pillage, we got the Raid, we got the March FM, the 3-week cycle. So we're short again on our FM. Well, not short, but we don't get that, 4th week again. And then Bounty 30 with the March CM Diary and the monthly check-in. So I'm going to stop screen sharing while I go find the other thing to talk about real quick. You guys can carry on amongst yourselves. Make us not have dead air time.
I better check my base right here while we're doing this. I'm probably flat by now.
I reposted the link for the community Discord for anyone that wants to join us after the show on the Battle Pirates Friends community Discord.
All right, I'm going to go over the PvP shit real quick. I'm not going to actually screen share one because it's just a big wall of text, so you're not really missing much. It's just Saltwater. He was saying he was going to give us an update on where we were at with things. He said thought he was pretty careful not to say exactly when the changes were going to go live, but he might not have relayed that quite as well as what he thought. He said since the last post, they've been spending time looking over feedback and listening to people. Gives a little lip service saying we've had a bunch of great ideas and he wants to make sure to treat them with the respect and consideration they deserve. So therefore, that's why they're pushing back the update for the PvP part just a little bit. He says he wants to add to the extended window is give them an opportunity to look into changes related to metal dumping. So it's on their radar and they're trying to look into it and see what they can do about it. So, but it looks like, when it does come, you're going to be getting, of course, the rules changes, and then the radio tower going to level 2, the Great Hall to level 2, defense platform 11s, warehouse 18s, blah, 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 blah. And that's basically what that says. He does say it's also worth mentioning that the integrity quality of the game in the interim is important and getting changes done right. Therefore, it's possible that some buildings released with OP12 will be released with tuning fit for bubble pads and be increased in power when the rules changes go live. He says he does expect that Tier 8 halls will require some changes because of going to the single hit rule. And he just says they're looking into small changes that should restore the integrity of the metal system as far as people buying bubbles and being a bank and whatnot. I'm really anxious to see exactly what they're going to do about that. But
Okay, here's a curiosity question. Who'd they listen to?
I don't know.
All the players that was probably complaining about the one-hit rule.
Well, I mean, but that's pure speculation, and we don't know that.
Yeah, speculation, but that's probably the right. Yeah.
And yeah, Derpy, I see you in chat saying that you thought the one in the raid was a defender. No, it is definitely a conqueror. It says very, very plainly a conqueror. So, what else was I looking for? Oh, yeah, BP next week. That was the other thing I wanted to share.
They wanted me to bring up, has anyone had trouble placing the new composite walls when you're in base planer?
You can't. I don't think you can.
If you mouse over and kind of drag to the right corner of the wall, you'll be allowed to place it instead of having it stay orange.
I haven't heard about that, but I have heard about people accidentally deleting portals.
Yeah.
Yes, I accidentally deleted one. Thankfully, CS Hank was able to take care of me with a ticket right away.
All right, so for BP next week, we'll get the update notes. Apparently, we're getting 2 campaigns. Cry Havoc, which is the one for the Warhounds. So all those people with nice new shiny Warhound hulls will be able to get some tokens to make those builds go along quicker. And Crowd Control, which I think that was the one for the riots, right? Am I correct in that?
I believe so.
All right.
Of course, Tuesday then will be the update. You know, this will be for the March pillage, where you'll be able to get the flag that we already talked about. And plus, there's going to be a V42 Rock Block Tier 9 Siege engine. So, yay, we get to refit our Punishers before we've even used them. How exciting is that? Not. And
Well, yeah.
then Wednesday pillage actually begins. So yeah, I am totally not excited at all about having to get all new engines to put on a plate on a fleet that I haven't even used yet.
Right.
Yes, crowd control is stuff for riots.
Yeah, I thought that's the one it was, but I wasn't 100% positive. So those of you who've got a free fleet of riots and haven't been able to upgrade them yet, you know, that's a great campaign for you, because it was pretty easily done with riots, and they got all kinds of build tokens in there for refitting, and they got upgrade tokens. I think they're only the 12-hour ones, but hey, if yours aren't upgraded at all, anything helps. So
Now, the way I was able to tell, when this is what I do when I end up completing a prize pack, I'll screenshot the screen that says that I took out that prize pack. I got me a massive file on my laptop of everything that I've been winning. I keep track of everything just in case something happens and something disappears. So I was able to go check that out.
cool. All right. Anybody else got anything else they want to talk about? Yes? No? Ross?
No, I mean, have fun. Hit, and hit.
Yeah, I gotta go visit Ross back.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Simba, you got anything? Are you there, Simba? All righty then.
It's probably me. I put women in trances sometimes.
Chuck, you got anything?
Yeah, just gonna try and beat your bounty goal so far.
I'm sure you'll be able to do it with no problems, but that's not going to take away my enjoyment of these multiple days that I was in the lead out of all you PvPers.
Yes, good job, actually.
So, cool. All right, I guess we're going to wrap this one up a little bit early then. I can get to my TLC, and I'm very happy about that. So, as always, let's have a thumbs up party. Give us some thumbs ups. Until next week, we'll talk to you then. We'll be talking about pillage, I'm sure, and I'm sure we'll either have a lot of complaints about the targets, or if it's the same old targets, we'll be saying, yep, we're doing pillage. I got this many points, and this is what I'm getting. So I'm going to say hopefully it'll be the same targets that we've had, so it'll be good. But anyway, thanks for coming out, guys. We appreciate you, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah.
Haters.
Later, y'all.
Good night, all.